some of the challenges I've faced so far as a mom, basically, is having to deal with, childcare, basically. Having to deal with taking care of my children without help and then schooling at the same time.
Housing, mostly housing, that's all.
And the weather, that's
Hello friends, you are welcome back again to my channel. It's your girl again, Joy. If today is your first time of coming across this channel, please do well to hit the subscribe button and don't also forget to turn on your post notification bell so you don't miss out on my videos. There are so many challenges new immigrants face here in the UK, and I happen to ask few Nigerians here. I will leave you to hear their own part of the story, yes. But personally, what I face is what I just want to share with you guys, because most of us don't say these things, and most of us too don't do our proper research before relocating abroad or before moving down to the UK. Like one of my friends will always say, Sarah Donald, she's also a YouTuber. She will tell you, if you want to jackpot, if you want to relocate, do have a backup plan. And it's that backup plan most people don't have. And because of that, people like that usually struggle. So I went out and I asked few Nigerians here their challenges and their struggles so far as immigrants.
What's your name, please?
My name is Esther. The first challenge was actually getting accommodation. And I think presently another challenge most of us are having is getting a job
Can imagine.
to do in the UK.
So apart from housing, job, what other thing do you think is not giving you it's like a challenge to you here?
I think those are basically the major challenges I have to face anyway as a student.
So what's your name, please? Fola Shade. Yeah, so you are a new immigrant and you are a student in the UK. So what challenges have you faced or you are currently facing in the UK? Housing, mostly housing, that's all. How about jobs?
Yeah, jobs too. In Aberdeen, it's very, very hard to get jobs here. Except you're a dependent, but as a student, it's way out of our reach.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's your name?
My name is Loretta Oziju.
Yeah, so you're an immigrant in the UK, right?
Yes, I am.
So what are the challenges you have faced here so far since you came?
Well, I faced not so many challenges. I guess it was having to move to a new country, a new city, and starting afresh. So that's going to take a toll on anybody, no matter who the person is and where you're coming from. And so it took me some time trying to adjust, to the whole system, the environment, the weather. That's one I'm still adjusting. So aside that, and at some point, having to fit into a different system, everything is different here. Everything is different. So those are the two issues. But I didn't have any issues with housing because I was able to, get a place pretty fast. Though I had some issues trying to secure because it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy as I expected. But I've passed through that.
What about culture shock? Have you experienced culture shock?
A lot. Having to, I think the one that trips me off the most is having to wait at the bus stop and press one bell, and if that bell doesn't go green, you can't cross. Back home, we had nothing like that. People are always running around and all. So culture shock, a lot of things. Still relearning and learning every time.
What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Pam.
Okay, so you are a new immigrant here in the UK and you're a student as well. What are the challenges you have faced so far here since you moved into the UK?
Yeah, first of all, the job aspect. It's hard to come from Nigeria. Where you are doing very okay. Doing basic things, working in a very good place, and then come here and try to divert and work in the UK aspects, cleaner, different things. It's not easy. Sometimes it's I don't know, it affects your mental health. So
you have to drop your degree and start taking up a menial job here.
And at the end of the day, okay, for instance now I'm doing my masters. So when I finish my masters, you still hear some people say, oh, you have to go do this work because of sponsorship and all.
Wow.
So things like that just fucks with you, but then you just have to accept it for the way it is.
Wow.
Yeah, but with time
so
you just get used to it.
What's your name?
KG.
Okay, KG. So you are a new immigrant here in the UK. What are the challenges you have faced so far here since you moved in?
Some of some of the challenges I've faced so far as a mom, basically, is having to deal with childcare, basically. Having to deal with taking care of my children without help, and then schooling at the same time, and then working at the same time, without having any form of
Assistance.
yeah, it's been so challenging. That's just one of my major challenges so far.
Okay, the issue of having jobs, getting your place, culture shock, how
Yeah.
did you deal with that?
Well, I'm still dealing. It's just something that it takes time.
The first issue is unemployment. Unemployment because a lot of people have moved into the UK, especially last year, 2022. Between January to June 2022, about 1.1 million visas were granted to foreigners to come and work and live in the UK. So imagine you having that kind of percentage, that kind of figure. It will tell on the jobs here, and it's not like a game of survival of the fittest. And because of the unemployment, it has now led to poverty. Let me tell you this, the truth is most immigrants here are suffering. They are really suffering, but they won't tell you. Most of them have run into debt because they've been borrowing, trying to make ends meet and the rest of it. So number one challenge here in the UK is unemployment. Two, the housing. When I came here, I knew how long it took us to get a house, and that's because there are now so many people here. And when you go for when you go to check the house, you will be seeing like 3 or 4 persons there. The fastest finger actually is the one that gets the house, and if you are not a family person, then it's usually more tedious. So housing issue has become a great issue here in the UK. You will see some people, they will tell you they came 5 months ago and they've not gotten a place to stay yet. Some will be squatting with their friends. I even overheard that some people, about 8 persons, were living in an apartment just because there is no place to put their head. So they all came together in one place to stay. Is that bad? Is that bad? Imagine you coming to a place 6 months, you've not still gotten a place to put your head. If you want to keep staying in the school apartment, how long? And if you've got wife, kids, or if you've got husband, kids, staying in the school accommodation is not advisable. That's talking about student immigrant now. Then if you are just an immigrant on your own, you have to get a place to stay. Another issue new immigrants face here is language barrier. Yes, because especially we that stay in Scotland, they have their language here, and they speak Scottish English. So if you are not very good at listening well, you may not understand that English. It's English, fine, but their accent is different from the British English. Okay, so language barrier is there, and then you have to start getting used to it, and that will take some time. Many persons used to think when you go abroad for medical care or medical checkup, you get the best value, you do this, you do that. I'm not going to dispute that. But having access to the medical services is also an issue here in the UK. Having access is an issue. You will see you have to book an appointment here. When you book an appointment, if they will ask you if the case is not a very serious one, you should visit the pharmacy. And it's only you that knows what your issue is all about. And they are short staffed in the health line. They are short staffed. So when you finally book an appointment, and if it's a matter of urgency, you can imagine they will tell you, depending on how the queue is, you could be given 3 weeks later for your date. You could be given next month. But they will also still tell you that if it's an emergency, this and that. But it now depends on what you call emergency, but they will describe what they mean by emergency. And if it doesn't fall into that gap, you have to wait. So even having access to medical services here is not even top notch. Yes, it's not top notch. Believe me, I knew there was a time I needed to go to the hospital. The time I was given was really far, and I ended up visiting the pharmacy even though I needed to see a doctor. So that was one of those things actually. Transportation issues because of the immigrants that are trooping into the UK. is kind of affecting the transport system. Yeah, because before you know it, the bus is full. I remember when I just came into the UK, I don't think I've ever seen a place where I will see a bus and they will put it like, sorry, bus is full. Just of recent, if you don't get to the bus stop early, if you don't wake up early, before you know it, you'll be seeing the write up on the bus, sorry, bus is full. Sorry, bus is full. So there are a lot of persons here, and because of that, I think the UK government really needs to upgrade in some things, because the more you are allowing immigrants, you need to increase your buses. Yeah, the buses. You need to top up every aspect of the economy, because you are accommodating people, you are bringing in people, then you also provide the facilities these people need. So transportation issues that you have to wait, and then the issue of the timing for the next bus. If you don't have your personal car, that's when you really face this. Imagine you are rushing somewhere, when you miss this particular bus, sometimes it will take you 30 minutes before the next bus will come, and it must be that bus, because yes, specific buses for specific areas. So we have transportation issues, and before you know it again, when we people go into the buses, some people are already standing because the bus is full. Do you understand? We also have the cultural differences. We are coming from our home country where we do things differently from the way people do things here, and that is why you are trying to adapt. The issue of culture shock comes in. you know, in our own country, when you see a bus, you run after it, because if you don't quickly run, the bus may leave you. But over here, it's not like that. The bus comes to the bus stop, provided you are there before your time, before the time of the bus, then you enter, and when it's time for you to stop, you also press the bell, the best of, compared to where we are coming from now. Driver, stop, conductor. Then in our own side, when you see somebody, oh, good afternoon, sir. Over here, they don't really, those formalities are not really there. And you just try to start adjusting, especially when you just enter the country for the first time. There are some things, maybe as a result of age, identity, that could really want to bring out these cultural differences. So those are also the challenges we immigrants or new immigrants face here. Another issue is they don't recognize our qualifications here. If you're a new immigrant, they will tell you whatever qualification you brought, just leave it. Then you will not be forced to pick up a menial job. For example, you were working in oil and gas in Nigeria. When you get here, nobody wants to know if you're working oil and gas. You just have to start from somewhere. You pick up a job that you'll be earning minimum wage first. I'm not saying there are not persons that get very good job, but it's very rare. So in most cases, they don't recognize your qualifications. They recognize your experience more. And when you're talking about experience, they prefer your UK experience. For crying out loud, you are just entering a place and they're already asking you for your UK experience. So things like that make us feel challenged, yes, make new immigrants feel challenged here, not having to be able to make use of your qualifications from home to work here. Okay, thanks so much for watching. If you are just joining this channel or you've watched it to this point and you've not given this video a like yet, what are you waiting for? Kindly give it a like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your post notification bell so you don't miss out on my videos. Do like, comment, and share this video. See you in my next one, and bye.
Now, morning, day.